What up, though? Nathan Chase in the house. Chasesbasement live 5 to 7 Tuesdays and Thursdays, and today would in fact be Tuesday, the 15th. I actually got the day right on the first try. We got my man up in the house, straight from Ann Arbor, the one and only true Klassick up in the house. Welcome to the basement, fam.
What up, though?
Check, check. Is your mic up? Let me see. Let me turn you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Sounding good. All right. It's my mic that's crappy. Oh, shit. Damn you, eBay. Damn you, eBay. Damn you, eBay. All up in this motherfucker. Fuck shit up. Knew I should have went to Amazon. But anyway, we got my man, True Klassick, up in the house. What's good, fam?
Shit, man. Chilling. Getting ready to hit the road, like literally tomorrow.
Oh, damn. For real?
Yeah.
Maybe I should have knew that, huh?
Hey, I haven't announced it yet. I should have brought it up.
Oh, for real?
You know,
Oh, this some new shit.
Yeah. It's part 2 of the tour, so I just got off the road like a couple months ago, I think, and now I'm going back out. And then first I was on the East Coast. I'm going back to the East Coast for a second, and then I'm going to this little agency's fucking me up while I'm talking, but so I'm heading to the West Coast after this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming back from the East Coast again for like a couple weeks, rocking some shit in the Midwest, and then going to the West Coast.
Oh, so what city did you hitting in the East before you go West?
Let me pull it up real quick. That's why I took a picture.
Man, I was gonna start at the beginning, and you already said I'm going back on tour. Shit.
Let me see. My bad. So first stop I'm doing is gonna be on Thursday. That's gonna be in Winooski, Vermont. That's a dope spot. That's a really dope city.
For sure. I've been to Vermont. I've been to Vermont.
That's beautiful out there.
Oh yeah.
It looks like Canada. You know what I'm saying?
They put in the wintertime they horses get fur coats.
You said what?
They horses get fur coats. So they be standing in like 3 feet of snow, but he got like a fur coat over him. Like a horse is wearing like a cow. It's like, I see.
That's real.
I was like, bet. At least the horse ain't cold. He got a mink on.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So what other spots you hitting up there?
After that, I'm headed to Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm rocking at the rap night at the Chasesbasement, I believe. And then after that, the next day, I'm rocking in Everett in Maine. No, Everett. That's Massachusetts. Excuse me. I'm going to Boston, doing a couple stops in Boston, and then on the 24th, I'm rocking in Maine with the homie Ill by Instinct, and we rock opening up for the Jizza.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh shit! You open up for the Jizza, and the Wu-Tang shit is on fucking Hulu going crazy.
That's dope.
I just finished watching it yesterday.
I saw the first episode. That shit's fire though.
Yeah, I just finished. That's why I was rushing to set this shit up. I was supposed to set this shit up last night, but I was like, I'm just watch the Wu-Tang shit and went to sleep. And now you about to hang? Damn. All right.
Be dope.
All right. Now that we know that you're going on your second half of the tour and you hook it up with Jizza. Pardon me.
Oh, good. Something loud right there.
To the people that don't know who you are, let's get into who is True Klassick and where he come from.
All right.
So, you from Ann Arbor?
I grew up in Ann Arbor. Yeah.
You was born in Ann Arbor? Yeah. Okay, born and raised in Ann Arbor.
Mm-hmm.
And so when did the rap thing? What's your album? Everybody got like, this is the album that said I'm about to be an MC. I can do this. Yeah. You was like the Kanye era, right?
I mean, I was born in '89. I'm 30 years old. I grew up like off of more '90s shit. Like, and of course I experienced Kanye as he like.
Like, who was hot when you was in high school?
When I was in high school, damn. See, I don't really listen to what was out when in high school because I was listening to like Bone Thugs and Harmony and like Jay-Z and shit. Jay-Z was hot. Jay-Z had just dropped like Blueprint. Not Blueprint. I mean Black Album. You know what I'm saying? That was like '03. That's when I first started high school.
That's still like a little around that Lil Jon. That was the Lil Jon era. The crunk.
That was
the
middle
crunk
school.
Era.
Yeah, some crunk stuff. And
Trill,
like '05 is
Trillville.
when like all that lean with it and like all that snap music started dropping.
Yeah, Paul Wall. Yeah.
All that. Yeah, the Houston music was dope. A lot of that. You know what I mean? That's when like Sean Price was dropping a bunch of music. Like Boot Camp Click was dropping a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I was, I don't know, man. I was always listening to older shit though. Like my mom always had a big ass record collection, and my pops, he was a singer and like he was a musician. I ain't really grow up with him, but like he's from Detroit, so I got a lot of family in Detroit. Like
So what's his name?
that's Kenny Deering.
So what group? What was he? A group? Is
He was in a
singer?
bunch of bands, man. I can't
Oh, for
remember
real?
the name of them.
So he was a really rolling stone.
And, I mean, you know Burt's, right?
Yeah, Burt's Wild.
That's his brother. That's my uncle. You know what I'm saying?
How you mention this? How long as I know you, you know what I'm saying?
It's just
that?
like that's just
Ah.
that's family. It's just like because like it's not trying to ride no name or nothing like that. Because like the name is established, and I like always try to keep myself like hold my own. You feel me? But it's just like.
But we smoked together.
It's strong roots.
You could have just
strong roots,
casually mentioned it, like, Bert's my uncle. Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, Bert's that warehouse. Yeah, okay, yeah. See, I always forgot all about it. It was just been so casual. Now it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, so that's like all music is in the family. You know what I'm saying? Like. My pops plays, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
My mom loved music, so that's what got me into all of that. But I studied all the old music by going through all the collections and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And was able to be introduced to a lot of different like people through Burt's, you know what I'm saying?
So
and,
you got
my history through that.
Did you ever get to hang out down there as a kid and go down there?
Yeah.
And you seen like stars and stuff come through there?
Man, I didn't know who half these people were, but they be introducing me, you know what I'm saying? For sure, it'd be like that's where all the players be, like the old players would be hanging and all of that. Not will be, but they still, you know what I'm saying? That's where they be at, So it's just like I remember them, like it'd be like family get-togethers, family birthdays, anything that we celebrate or whatever was going on, we always celebrate there.
The hall was for free.
You know what I'm saying? So we'd always meet up there, and that's when you just like see the whole family. We got a big family, so it's just like. To come back around and like see everybody, but you get to learn a lot about everything,
So who can you remember the first person that you remember that you could say like, oh, that's a famous person?
I mean, it wasn't there.
Or just
I can remember. I don't remember the names honestly. I know it was like some Motown legends show. Like there was like some musicians, but like the first famous person I know who I met was Eartha Kitt.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that was at the Fox. You know what I'm saying? And that's like I knew she was like Catwoman. I knew she was like
Yeah.
So I was just like as a kid I was like 3 or 4 or something like that. But I recognized her. I knew exactly who she was. That's the first thing I can remember. But like there though, man, I can't sit there like at Burt's though, man. I can't even recall off the top, man. This is he knows everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a staple for so long. It's been around for like 30, 40 years, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people I've met, but I just can't, like, because I was so young. It's not,
so is Bert still in the family?
Yeah.
So it's not sold or nothing like that?
No, I think a piece of it is, like...
A piece of it sold.
Yeah, I'm not sure, or, like, I'm not sure of all the business of all that, but, yeah, my uncle works there, and my cousin works there. A bunch of the family works there as well. My cousins work there as well. But like my cousin Bert, worked there as well. Like he manages, I believe, does a lot of.
Because there's a lot of that's a lot of space. It's almost
a lot
the whole
of space.
block.
They do tons of stuff out there. You feel me? Like
it's popping. Burt's all day. Burt's all day.
Yeah.
So it was like a more of a older school rapper that made you want to start rapping.
I grew up off of like. It was like, I guess I was like, it was my brother that really made me want to rap.
Your brother rap too?
Yeah, my brother John, J. Alcatraz. You know what I mean? We didn't really have a close relationship when I was like really young, but he made it an obligation to link up with me.
So how many years are y'all apart?
He's I think he's 10 years older than me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he came out, I think he's 9 or 10 years older than me. And he came out and he was rapping. You know what I'm saying? When I was 9, maybe 8 or 9 when we started building our relationship.
Yeah.
And he was rapping, and I'm like, okay. I saw the process, and then he lived with us for a minute.
Doing it.
Yeah, and then he was living with us, and I saw the process. And I saw he was making beats on the MPC 2000, 2000, and he was laying his vocals down right there. So I was I saw the process, so I started trying to get involved a little bit. He started letting me fuck around, and then as the years went on, I just kept sticking with it. But it was tons of different rappers that made me
want to spit.
Yeah, it was huge Tupac fan. I remember that. I remember that when I was, a kid. And then, Bone Thugs for sure. Jay-Z was one of my favorites. When I was a little kid, I loved, Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I had all of that. I had home base. You know what I mean? But I remember listening to Fat Boys. You know what I mean? My first introduction to hip hop.
So your brother gave you all this music?
No, my mom had all of this.
That's what's up. For sure.
You know what I mean? And I just remember watching In Living Color and learning watching that's so Naughty by Nature. I remember all of that. I remember all of that. Digital Underground.
Yeah.
That was my first introduction. I didn't even know that was Pac when I was a kid. Until watching stuff.
Yeah.
I'm oh, that's Pac on there. And they say go ahead, Pac, go ahead, rock this. You know what I'm saying? I'll be being a kid, you don't even put that together. But it's a lot of that. Once I just started doing the history and just peeping it all. But I love all types of music more than just hip hop too. That's why I producing. I love.
So your mom was a crazy hip hop head.
Oh man, she's just a huge music fan. She had everything, but she had literally everything. So she literally introduced me to everything I know. You know what I'm saying? So it was I could go from Stephen Miller Band or something like that to some Funkadelics or some of course we had all the Motown records.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being around here, we had exposed to all of that. You can go to the record shop, get it for the low. But Jackson 5, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, a bunch of that. That's just what I would just listen to on my own accord. You know what I'm saying? Because it was there.
So did she have one of those things where it's certain times where she put on music? Sometimes black folks
doing everything when she
clean up Sunday morning.
When she was cooking, when she wake up cooking, playing music. When we be doing anything, she'd have some music playing. It
was always playing in the house.
When we driving somewhere, anything, she'd have something different playing, and she'd be singing along with it. You know what I'm saying? So you
never really listened to the radio that much?
Oh, we did. I mean, back in the day we did, but she listened to a lot of her own stuff. I mean, when R&B was really dope in the 90s and early 2000s, she used to listen to a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? But I always, I don't know, man. It was always the feeling that I always rocked with. I always liked older stuff for some reason. I mean, that I was born '89, so it was we were literally getting the last of all of that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of 90s pop was just 80s R&B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just I went back, was listening to New Edition and all of that. I used to love all of that when I was a kid. You feel me? I swear, dog. As a little kid, I loved that. You know what I'm saying? I was singing that all day.
I grew up with it. And when they came out, I was like, this it. That's it.
You know what I mean?
Give me stick. Look, they had on the tight shorts like Isaiah. You couldn't do nothing with it. Was they got on tight shorts. Isaiah got on tight shorts. Tight shorts is shit. Give me some tight shorts, mama.
Cool it now. I was that was my joint, dog. That was my joint. But a lot of 70s music I rocked with though. I love the Funkadelics though. That's some Bootsy Collins. George Clinton, man, is. I just seen him live earlier this year, man. And I think Sterling Heights or something like that.
Oh, at the
Madison Heights, I think.
Yeah, the amphitheater at the lottery.
Man, that was crazy. It was a crazy show.
He still put on a crazy show?
Oh, my God.
What,
and you feel like you on drugs because it's so weird, but it's so dope. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, the music is fire, but it's so much weird shit going on.
On the stage?
It's like, you think you on something, like, you like, all right, it's kind of cool. Like, this is dope, but, I respect the individuality of it. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get what it's like, I understand artists. I may not understand why they do certain things, but it's about your individuality and
exactly.
why, that's why cats would be like rocking a diaper. It's not about him rocking a diaper, but it's just like, you feel me? Like, I'm just saying, dog, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's like, all right, man, whatever. I'm
if you got a bladder problem, you just make it part of the show, but you ain't got a bladder problem.
You know what I'm talking about, though, man.
Let your fetish loose then.
But you know what I'm talking about in the Funkadelics, man.
Yeah, that's individual. Yeah, that's individual.
But
yeah, they was crazy back. Yeah, the outfits and stuff they wore with the studs and the lace and jacket stuff. I know. Sometimes you can say rappers is dressing on a little bit throwback. Maybe they should throw it back and leave it where it was at. But it's like,
yeah.
So when did you say, I'm dropping a track? You joined the group. You go solo. Everybody start off in a group.
Oh yeah, I mean, I still got like a crew of homies. You know what I'm saying?
Did you start it with?
No, not let do music. You know what I'm saying?
So who was what was your first rap name? You get the True Klassick was your first rap name?
No, my first rap name was T Mike, TMIC.
Okay, that's cool. T Mike.
I'm embarrassed to say that now.
What was the rhyme?
Oh man, my first rhyme. I remember that was my first rap name. I came up with that when I was like 10. And I had it until I was like 16.
So what was your serious one?
My first rhyme though, I remember like the first few bars, man.
Spit it.
It was like 10 years old. I can try to hold on. It was like some straight Ali type shit. It was like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Y'all can't stop because I do it like Ali. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Like that. That's the start.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It was something like that. But
so what you kept that to 16?
Like half that whole rhyme. Half that rhyme was bit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
So you say you kept that name till 16?
Yeah, until I thought of True Klassick, man.
Oh, and that's when you came with True Klassick?
Yeah, I was working on an album called True Klassick, and as I was like, I ended up scrapping a bunch of music because like there was a certain point when the music kind of clicked. And, like before, I was just trying to fill too many words in. I was just like doing too much.
Yeah,
I had cool ideas and cool concepts, but I was just like, oh shit, oh it's just dripping. Oh, I spilled it, but it's condensation. But
now I know how to get rid of condensation. There you go. All right, there we go.
But no, there was a bug up there.
Oh, okay.
That's what that was.
Grandson, get the bug spray.
But what was I saying? Oh, Team Mike. Yeah, I was working on an album called A True Klassick.
Yeah, how you get the name?
And I just kept on like saying that in the beginning of the songs. I'm like, yeah, True Klassick. I was like, True Klassick sound kind of dope. I'm like, and I just started thinking of like how I spelled it the same way I have it spelled now. But it had like a True Klassick. But I'm just like classic. I'm like, it's a spin on like the original classic word, the word classic. I'm like, and I take like old school shit and flip it. I take classics and flip it. And like sick is like ill, like a more modern flip on the word sick. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a little philosophy kind of just roll with, or a whole little mythology kind of roll with the concept in the name. I was like, I had an afro. I was like old school, just bumping old school shit all day. I'm just like,
you're true with it.
Yeah, I'm true, and I'm true too, because it's like it's part of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like,
you ain't no bullshit, no gimmick.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's just like, because I study that shit, man. Like I've been studying that shit since I was a kid, and I still learn from the same records I was listening to then. You feel me? And it'd be like, I don't know. It just kind of worked, and I just stayed with that. But if you go like my MySpace still say like True Classic, T Mike, aka True Classic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you still keep.
That's how old. I'm not on it no more. I only have the password.
It's still up.
They have MySpace still. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you were to go pull that up,
MySpace
you'd see
is
it
still
on
up for real?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And people on it?
I've seen it one time. Like I went back just like for fun to see it. Like.
And people still on it?
Mm-hmm.
For real?
I don't know if people are on it. I ain't going on nobody else's page. I just looked at mine.
But your page? Did you have like new followers? So, like notes and messages?
I couldn't log on, bro. I don't have the password.
So you ain't trying to retrieve it?
I mean, I can try. You know what I'm saying?
You don't sound like you really want to.
I ain't tripping.
Maybe you shouldn't.
I mean, it's cool where it's at. You know what I'm saying?
It's cool. You say I'm done.
That shit can stay there, man.
It might be a whole flock of fans just sitting in there in your inbox. Like T Mike, we found T Mike.
But them songs, like if they following them songs, man, they don't want. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody might have left and moved to Nebraska and be like, I remember T Mike when we was 11.
That's funny. I'm actually going to Nebraska too, man. I'm going to Omaha, man.
He already gonna find you.
They gonna recognize the afro, man. Like I'm just a little bit more grown. I just got facial hair now. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Mm-hmm.
I was rocking braids more than when I became True Classic. I kind of adopted the fro a little bit more.
Let the fro out.
I had to adopt it real quick. I'm just like, fuck it, man.
Yeah.
Girls are charging too much to braid and shit. And it wasn't like when I was in high school and just get my hair braided all day.
What a braid going for? Because you don't remember when I tried to braid my shit and it didn't look nothing like that. It didn't look nothing like that in an afro or braided. What was my shit was? Look, I think I was the only black guy. People was telling me, cut your afro, take your braids out. I was like, damn. They was like, go back to a fade. I was like, shit. So how much do they charge for a braid?
I mean, like, I think the average, person braiding is usually like $30 to $50, something like that.
30, 50? Oh, that ain't bad.
You know.
I
like the barter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to knock this down to 25. And we both going to be all right at the end of the night.
Facts, you feel me? But,
So you started, so you had to do your first recording with your brother, right? At the house?
But that was like mad rough. So we didn't do nothing with that. He was like,
What? So you got like some scratchy shit you recorded in the bathroom?
I recorded a bunch of stuff on my own. I had a homie that lived up the street, homie Mike, R.I.P. He taught me how to use Fruity Loops. He was the older homie, you know what I'm saying? He was like maybe like 8 years older than me, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I used to go to his house and just like, we'd go smoke some trees and like work on some beats. He'd show me how to use Fruity Loops. And then, like, he'd give me his beats. So he was, like, kind of the first beats, like, original beats I was rapping on.
Yeah.
And then my other homie, Omari, he I used to kick it at his crib during high school, and he used to use Fruity Loops as well. And he showed me how to make beats. He used to record his shit and, like, do shows. Like, can't remember what college. He went to a few different colleges, and he used to, like, perform, like, doing big, like, a bunch of, like, big shows. Doing his shit, so that's kind of what, like, that also inspired me a little bit more. I recorded with him, but I don't have none of those recordings. And then same with a lot of Mike stuff. I don't have a lot of that anymore, but that was like 2005, and that's when I really started recording. It was all mad rough. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like clean recordings or nothing. I remember
but that's the lost tapes.
Mm-hmm. I got a lot of those though somewhere.
You holding on to them?
I got a couple.
Hold on to you. Don't know.
I got a bunch of lost tapes, man. We be freestyling for like hours. We got like recordings of just like hours.
Oh, for sure. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
everything is a memory. Everything is history.
Yeah, man. First time like I recorded in a real studio was at the Neutral Zone. In Ann Arbor. That's a youth center. You know what I mean?
They got a studio in it?
Yeah, they do all of that shit. They do.
Damn.
They do like all types of
What year
art
was
programs.
this?
This was like probably like 06.
06, a youth center
05,
with a
06.
studio in it. Hello, Detroit. Step your game up.
I mean, actually, I ain't gonna lie, bro. And I came out to before I went to the Neutral Zone, how I got introduced to the Neutral Zone in Ann Arbor was this cat Alvin Hill. He worked at what is it, Youthville in Detroit. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
I think that is still a thing. That's a youth center out here. But he worked at that, and he was like teaching like production, just like kids. And he was like, I went out there for a couple classes.
Oh, I stand corrected.
You know what I mean? And that's actually like where I meant like, I don't know, not foul mouth, but foul.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I met him out there like in one of his classes. You know, I went there like for like 2-3 classes, like learning how to make beats on Reason. You know what I'm saying? I ain't end up using Reason much after that, but that's where I met them, and they was like, well, you don't have to be driving all the way out to Detroit. You know, there's a youth center in Ann Arbor. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I kind of got into that. You
really wanted to be down. You was driving all the way to Detroit.
I mean, you know, I was getting in a bunch of trouble and shit, so my grandma was like trying to find ways to keep me busy as well. You feel me? Like,
so hold on. We missed something. You was listening to music with your mom, but now your grandmama trying to keep you out of trouble. How you?
I was raised by a single mother. You know what I'm saying?
And so your grandmama was there helping out.
Yeah,
okay.
We lived next to each other, and
ain't that something? How about that? Okay, your ass in check, huh? You can't do nothing to your grandmama stay next door.
Facts.
You had to do everything.
My brother was the one that got caught for every motherfucking thing, so I knew not to even fuck around. I was like, I did my shit like out and about.
Yeah. As soon as somebody walk up, be like, let's get into something. You be like, let's talk about it around the corner.
Exactly. we gotta do that somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But like I was back in the day though when it like actually was a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Remember when the neighborhood was a neighborhood?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you do some crazy shit like some people down the street going
everybody
know
your
mama and like or they know what house you live at. They gonna go knock on the door telling like
hell yeah
you can't get away with shit. You know what I'm
hell
saying?
Yeah.
Excuse me. You know what I mean? Like those was them days. Like neighborhoods ain't neighborhoods no more. Like neighbors ain't neighbors no more like that. For sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like anywhere I
motherfuckers mind their own business till you get your ass whooped. Then they pull their phone out. They ain't called the police. They videotape it. People never getting their ass whooped.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So you know, I just had a lot of time on my hands, but like I consistently was doing music. I'd skip class to go to the library and like just work on beats and shit. You know what I mean? That's why I was that type of kid. I like go smoke trees and then go into the library and make beats. Like they let me like you could check out a little laptop and it had like GarageBand on it. And
damn! What the shit? That's if you gonna skip class and you know that's being productive. It's productive.
I mean, some of them like some of the
that's good use of the school resources.
There was my homegirl was the librarian up there too. I could literally just like it's so funny. I just seen her family the other day, but she used to like allow me to like skip class in there. You know what I'm saying? I'd come in there reeking too. She'd be like, just go into the back. All right, let's go in the back room and you know what I'm saying, do whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I'd come in there with a bunch of records and like a bunch of CDs and I'd just go through them like looking for samples. And I was like,
wow.
Like I'd be digging through like records like when I was like
crazy.
16, you know what I'm saying, 17. And then I'd play the beats for everybody. Like after class and get out, I'd go out into the, you know, into the main library and I just play the beats and I play the beats.
When you were skipping class.
Yeah, and the beats wasn't all that. There was one actually fun. It's hilarious. I found today on my old iPod. I was like, yo, this is the one. I'm like, I made that in like 06, 07. And that mug knocked, dog. I was like, okay. I was like, it was one of them, but you know, most of them were real rough. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Most of them was mad rough.
All right, that's what's up. Mm-hmm. Some people get that. You know, they had that studio in the basement and all that set up in their room. Mm-hmm. You just went to the school, use their equipment,
yeah, man. Straight up.
That's gangster. So that's not how you recorded your first track. But you started making beats first.
I was rapping first. and I started making beats because I couldn't get beats from nobody. Like I knew a couple homies that made beats, but I couldn't get none of their dope beats. Cause I, I mean,
well,
I
you ain't
wasn't
had no.
dope enough.
Why you had no money or?
I just wasn't dope. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, you wasn't. They didn't think you was a dope MC.
No.
So they was like, I ain't giving you this shit to sit out. Yeah,
shout out to
fam.
Monster, man.
You
Shout out to
fam,
Monster
but you ain't
Productions.
that much
But
fam.
he ended up giving me beats later on. You know, later on. And he always gave me beats, but it was beats that he gave to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wasn't? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just for me to have.
Like,
Here, you
no
had the
beat
same
the
ones as
fuck
all
up.
these other motherfuckers.
So did they tell you that specifically,
I mean,
or just in so many words?
I mean, he let me know.
Slide
He
with
let me
this,
know.
fam. Work with this
he
beat
just
right
like,
here, fam.
Yo, they be like, yo,
You get this on the
get
low,
your shit
fam.
together. You know what I'm saying? But like, they see I was dedicated. I was always good at freestyling. I was just bad at writing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I could always freestyle my ass off. But when it came to writing, like I'd always put in too many words. So I'm like, when I go to record, I'd be messing it up. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be messing up. So it took me a long time.
Oh, because you was just trying to remember it, just keep it memorized and do it.
No, I just freestyle. But like when I'd write, it'd be too many words.
It was a lot.
There's too many words. Like it wouldn't bounce right. It was, you know.
Was that your Bone Thugs and Harmony influence?
I mean, I was rapping fast at one point, but even when I was trying to rap slow, I wasn't. It was just, I didn't understand bar format. I didn't understand the timing.
Oh, okay.
But when I freestyled, I understood just the natural timing when I could just like sit there and rhyme on a beat. It just was natural. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to think about it too much. Like you just naturally, that's your natural rhythm of how you land on the beat. You know what I'm saying? So like later, how I started making my like for Blaze One, a lot of those songs. But what I started doing because I would be off right when I was writing my stuff is I'd freestyle and then I'd take my freestyles and write them and then like fill them in with those rhythms, and then that's how I started understanding like timing. You feel me? And I had another homie that like I started writing with like around like 05, 06, my homie High Potency, and the way he was rapping, he was like heavily Eminem influence. You know what I'm saying? And like he's like was multiple syllables, and I paid attention to that, and I was just like, kind of broke that style down, and I did a whole like me and him have a old song back in the day, you know, where like we spit the same rhyme scheme on both of our verses. You know what I'm saying? And that was like one of the times where it kind of like clicked. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, that's what this is.
So you was still just searching for whatever your style is.
Or just trying to find that pocket. You know what I'm saying? Now that I've been doing music for so long, I understand like syncopations and shit like that.
What you say? What you say?
So syncopation is just like a rhythm. Da 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 da. Bum 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 bum. There's a rhythm. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4.
Now is that?
You know what I'm saying? It's the rhythm. It's just the same
beat?
way somebody raps. Like they think I'm tripping, just different, drifting. My mind's gone. Break down the rhythm, like the bounce of which is hitting. You know what I'm saying? Once you find the rhythm of how it's hitting, it's called a syncopation. You feel me? So once I kind of break it down like that, and when you look at a beat, there's 4 hits to a beat. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you're doing hip hop most of the time, some motherfuckers like Q-Tip and Dilla like may go off beat. You know what I'm saying? But like it's usually like 2s and 4s. But once you understand, like you can only fit so many numbers in syllables in between each one of those. You know what I'm saying? And you create different ways of setting those patterns up. There's only so many ways you can do that. You feel me? So that's when I learned. I'm like, okay, I don't have to say so much. It's about saying like more with less. And once I was able to slow it down and like understand that aspect of it, I was able to speed my flow back up and actually like be way more in pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right, yeah.
But it's just like understanding music and it's just understanding the math behind it, really.
So you can just you can be on the street corner and be like, I got bars, son. I got bars. But when
I
you
could
actually get in the
freestyle.
studio,
I could freestyle something and like it'll sound dope because I have rhythms and like multiple syllables to it, and I think in that way when I rap now. You know what I'm saying? So even if I'm saying something simple, it may sound a little bit more like put together than like an average freestyle. You know what I'm saying?
So
everybody
that can freestyle can't rap, and everybody that can rap can't freestyle.
Facts. But I understand the importance in knowing how to write and knowing how to record, because I mean, freestyling is dope, but it's not. I mean, it's essential to being a dope MC. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you ever mess up, you can pick yourself up or something like that. But like it's not timeless. You know what I'm saying? Freestyles are just like there and they're gone.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like opposed to like sitting there and thinking your shit out and writing it and laying it down. Not even like necessarily nothing deep, but like being able to lay something down and have it on record. You feel me?
Yeah.
I find that way more important than like being dope as hell just off the top. You know what I'm saying? Because there are cats that can do that, but they can't make a good song that you don't want to hear on wax and be like, oh, like, you know. But that's why I'm like, I feel like I'm able to do both, but I'm just like, I understand the importance of like being able to capture.
Writing always it always got to have a little bit more meaning than a freestyle.
Yeah, I mean,
a freestyle can
dope,
be,
but if you're able to capture it, you know what I'm saying? If you're able to capture that freestyle and you're able to capture that moment, it can live on. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like
that's
a lot
rare.
of rare. Exactly.
Okay. All right.
You know, but it's, I rock with it all. I think to be an MC, you got to have all of that. You know what I'm saying? You can't really like claim to be the nicest and not be able to really freestyle. You know what I'm saying?
This
like, I ain't gonna, you ain't never gonna catch me rapping off of my phone ever, like ever. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have it locked in here, I'm gonna spit it off the top. You know what I'm saying? Like
for sure.
I got a lot locked up here. You will never like. I ain't knocking people that rap off their phone, but I'm just saying like, he ain't gonna catch me doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody got a preference.
Yeah, Nathan Chase, Chasesbasement. We got my man, True Klassick. There you go. True Klassick up in the house. Talking about hip hop in Ann Arbor. We get into some new music off his new CD, Master Chief. This is a God rap featuring Meta Scion. Shouts out to Meta Scion. What up, though? Let's go. God rap featuring Meta Scion. True Klassick up in the house. Chasesbasement.
Hey yo, the return to the classic in murderous fashion. Murking these rappers equal turn into panic. Concerned with the wags and dogs, with nothing to dog. Learn the mechanics, guard. I'm one with the stars, one with the law, one with the law. Ain't fucking with y'all. You know the kid the illest, nigga. Fuck what you thought. The shit that you kickin' to resonate with my vibe. I meditate with the tribe and elevates it beyond. Look, while doing the panels can demonstrate with a 9. Spitting with accuracy, twist your anatomy, breaking your spine. Killing them happily and helping them raise to the sky. Your nigga, your majesty, educated and fine. Medicated and high, but never waited to shine. The bomb gon' end the world, gon' detonate on my mind. Thoughts limitless, smart but these bars ignorant. Y'all witnessing, often to y'all infinite. God.
Been around the world, travel to the end of the universe and beyond. You hear it when you meditate. Been around the world, travel to the end of the universe and beyond. You hear it when you meditate. I took a little time off and now I'm back, genuinely disgusted at the current state of rap. Matter of fact, true class, homie, go get the strap. Most of these niggas plus heads like receiving a clap. I don't fuck with sensitive niggas who be saying on tracks. The image you portray, I be really feigning the everybody's a kingpin, but they never been seen in a trap. Doing shit for publicity, the public believing in that. A bunch of followers while Meta been leading a pack of irrational niggas who just really love squeezing a Mac. False narrative of what they perceive to be black. I just see you as whack and we can just leave it at that. Or we can throw hands while your man screaming the back. Streaming online, your fans need to see what you lack. Raw aggression's what I'm reppin'. I can murder anybody in less than 10 seconds without a weapon. Metal. Been around the world, travel to the end of the universe and beyond. Go ahead. You hear it when you meditate. Been around the world, travel to the end of the universe and beyond. Go ahead. You hear it when you meditate.
What up, though? Nathan Chase, Chasesbasement.
In the house with my man True Klassick. That's off his new CD, God Rap, featuring Medicine. So the Blaze 2, Blaze 1 and Blaze 2 is the mixtape. And Master Chief is the album. So that's this. What was your first album before the end? So this is your first album. Okay. I thought I missed something.
I did like 3 mixtapes. I scrapped the whole mixtape. It was like worth 20 songs, and then
You turn that mic a little closer.
you hear me?
Yeah.
I did like
Oh, my bad. There you go. Okay, go ahead.
yeah, I did like a whole mixtape like full of like with 20 plus songs, and I scrapped that. Then dropped another mixtape with 20 songs. I actually dropped another mixtape with 20 songs. You know what I'm saying? And then did the other 2. Did Blaze 1, Blaze 2, and then finally dropped.
So what
the
you
album.
scrapped the first one for? It was that bad?
I
Or you
was-
was
I wasn't
still
feeling it.
running through trying to
I was
figure
trying
out
to figure
the
out the
style
craft,
and everything?
man. And like one of them I put out, I ain't like the one that had 20 songs on it. I clearly wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with after it, but there's songs on there that are dope. You know, like my first video, like my first like official video I did, was that Take It Away. I don't know if you've seen that, but that was like my first like high quality video and shit that that kind of got some attention, and that was a good verse. That was like good verses and good. That was a good songs. Like it was like an actual song, had a hook, like had hooks and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't understand a lot. I didn't understand a lot of that shit.
You just wanted to rap when you started.
Yeah,
I just wanted to rap.
I like to be dope. Like I was just like I heard shit that I thought was dope, and I was like trying to create shit kind of like that. But once I started figuring it out, you know what I'm saying? There were certain joints that stood out where you could tell I was figuring it out, and then there's other times where I'm just like, it's kind of
What year was this when you dropped that?
I think that was 2012, 2011, like 2012.
So you out of high school now, right? You out of high school?
Yeah, I
right?
graduated in 07.
Oh, so you grown man now. So that's your first that mixtape.
Yeah, that was. I dropped a joint called "What's Real." Yeah, "What's Real." Yeah, that was 2012. Yeah.
So this was after about 5 years after high school.
Yeah.
So in between then, you was just rapping, trying to figure.
It was
game
all the
out.
same. Like a lot of that shit was just building. Like it was a lot of shit I just was recording throughout them years and ended up on that tape. That's why there's so many songs.
Oh, okay.
And like I think some of that's still on SoundCloud. You know what I mean? You can hear the rough shit. You can hear.
Oh, damn! You gotta
some
write
of them
that
are
down.
dope.
You
Some
gotta
of
write
them
that
are
down.
dope though. Some of
I
them
gotta
are
check
dope.
that out.
A couple of them are dope, but for the most part, I can hear. You're always gonna be your biggest critic. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or your worst critic. And I can hear like how rough my shit is, but I'm happy where my shit is now. And like I was listening to Blaze 1 the other day. And I was like, I'm happy with how that shit sounds. Last time I listened to Blaze 2, I was happy. Like, I mean, I'm happy where the craft's at and where it's headed to. I'm trying to challenge this shit. Like,
For sure.
Not trying to just keep doing the same shit. You know what I mean?
You like scratching though. You like scratching on the song.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, man. Classic, man.
I love that you love scratching.
I love DJ though, man.
I love
you
that
gotta
you love
have
scratching.
that. Like even on there's a song called Higher. If you can play that after this, like ain't gotta relate right now or nothing, but like we have a hook, but we still have like Jimbo is still cutting on the hook with us.
Jimbo,
you know what I'm saying?
That boy Jimbo can cut. Jimbo can cut.
He a fucking beast. But we still try to keep that essence, bro. It's about all the elements. It's trying to, represent that shit. You feel me? And that's why I'm like, even with the visuals, it's trying to be artistic. And even in the last one, we got we was in Eastern Market for that last video, It's Your Universe. And that's just like showcasing like local street art and shit as well.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's trying to represent all of that shit. It's all the elements you going is what I'm trying to represent. Whenever I do this shit.
317 Gallery. They sell the comic books over there. Comic books and the music. 317.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
37 Shield.
37 Shield. There's 37 Shield. Where I got 317. Too much military. Yeah, Southside 37 Shield. That's what
Yeah, man. Shout out to Drew, man. For real.
So Blaze 1 mixtape, Blaze 2 mixtape. Now you finally drop an album, and you touring.
Yeah.
How, tell. I don't know if everybody can do it or not, but how do you just go from being local? You know, everybody can put their music on SoundCloud or wherever, Apple, iTunes, and all that. But how do you tour? How do you get somebody in another city to book you? How do you do that?
All right. Well, I'll explain it. It's not that difficult, but it just takes. My first thing I'm gonna say, showing up is 80%. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Because we have the internet, we have a tool where we can peep shit before we go there. We can know what the fuck is going on before we even get there. You know what type of vibe it is before you get there. You know what I mean? And so originally,
check them out on Yelp.
So, but originally I went and like saw a few homies in different, states that, living in other spots, and I did research every time I was in another city, and I usually found some shit, So like one of the first things I booked for myself was like in Chicago, and I had like lied. I was just like, yo, I'm gonna be in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I was wondering if I'd be able to rock. I sent them a link to my music and all of that. And I said the date which I was going to be there, I knew when it was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then it was like, yeah. It was like, yeah, we like your music. Your shit's dope. Come through and rock. You know what I'm saying?
I'm got to take a trip to
You know
Chicago.
So then I'm like, now I'm going. So I went to Chicago, and my first event, it was at Sub T Lounge out there. It was 606, you know what I'm saying? And that's like 20-year running like showcase.
Hip hop spot.
Yeah, every Tuesday, right? And I get there to rock, and motherfucking like Rhyme Fest and like Exhibit is in the house, just chilling.
Oh,
You
for
feel
real?
me? Yeah. So that was just like my first experience, just to go do some shit in Chicago.
Wow.
You feel me? So I was like, all right, dope. Did that, got to like sell a bunch of CDs and shit, and you got to, meet some like legends and shit like that, and built some cool relationships. But then what I eventually did, like this is what my fourth tour. My fourth like this is part 2 of my fourth tour. So I've traveled around before, and I did like small tours based off of like going online and contacting people. So it was like a small tour.
It
It was small, but
bro. Don't tell everybody. You just called.
No, I'm not short. I'm not
up.
short selling it though. I'm saying this. It was small tours like that, actually, like of dates I actually had booked, but I made it an obligation for the people that didn't contact me back to stop at their events as I was traveling.
Anyway, huh?
Yeah.
Like a thank you anyway letter. Like you send a resume, even if they don't call you back, you say thank you for looking at my resume, even if they never looked at your resume.
And it's always different when you in somebody's face. You know what I'm saying? Especially like if you dope and you a real motherfucker, like people are gonna vibe with you when you just how you talk to people, how you treat people, and then when you're dope on the mic, motherfuckers also like respond to that.
Yeah.
So it's just like you can't express that in the message.
You took the time.
You feel me?
To come
Like
face to
yeah,
face.
that shows initiative to
Yeah,
people.
hell
Like,
yeah,
oh, bro,
hell
you're
yeah.
from. Oh, you came
What you
from
doing in my
Michigan?
town? What you doing?
Oh, you in Texas and you from Michigan? Oh, you here? Like, you know what I'm saying? He be like, yeah.
You came all the way out here just to say hello?
And they show love. The same cast, they be like, bro, you're dope. I'm like, yeah, I actually hit you up. And you didn't hit me back, motherfucker. And they be like, damn. They be like, my bad, this, and that. But then they be like, you're always welcome to come back. And then I can hit them up when I'm going back out. And that's always what happens. It's not, in most places it's really warm and like welcoming because it's a culture. Like when it's the culture for sure, like there's a lot of, it's different types of hip hop.
Yeah.
But I like to go to the spots where they indulge in it all, where it's not just like the mainstream music. You know what I'm saying? Or, shit like that. Because I'm like, that shit's just so saturated. And
A little bit of give me a little bit of underground.
yeah,
with
and
a
like
little bit-
I've been able to just tap into that circuit and that little pipeline, and the more that I travel, I meet other artists that travel. You know what I'm saying? And this is actually a great segue. So that's pretty much explaining how I booked my shit. Like what I first did though, I hollered at people that I knew that hit the road. I hit up homies like Dante LaSalle. I hit up people like Aaron Biggs. I hit up a couple homies that I knew, like cats in other cities that like had traveled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right. I'm like, would you happen to have any plugs, or could you point me in the right direction? Like, and when I go to this city, do you know of any events or like, any information? Can you help me with any info? You know what I'm saying? And cats helped me where they could and pointed me in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of shit I stumbled upon myself, but it's just like when anybody that's interested in how I do my shit, you feel free to holler at me anytime. You know what I mean? Like,
but you still
but
have
it's
to
really
go.
it's really simple though, man. It's like you just gotta go. Like you gotta go somewhere else with a mission. Like you ain't gotta go necessarily to go get paid. Like people will go on vacation, motherfuckers will spend like hundreds of dollars at the bar on the weekend. Like, bro, you can take that money, throw like $50 to $100 in your tank, and go somewhere and back, and have a new experience and meet new people, make a new network.
Make money.
Yeah, man. And this is like, but you go with a plan, like not a plan, but with an agenda, like to build.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to set high expectations, but it's just like, yo, I'm going to go build with like-minded people. If you love music, like I love music, we gonna be able to build. Or you throw events, or you do anything within the field of music. You know what I'm saying? We can help each other. But this is a great intersection though. Is like I have my own event in Ann Arbor called Bridging the Gap.
Yeah, the Bridging the Gap
club,
show.
that club above. You feel me? And every month we have at least one or two artists from out of town or out of state.
That's
every
smart.
time. But the goal is to bridge the communities. You feel me? And
yeah.
because I've been traveling, I get to meet tons of dope artists. And I'm just like, yo, if you ever interested in leaving and traveling, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to perform here, if you about to go on tour or whatever, because, like, I meet tons of cats on this pipeline as I'm traveling, and they all hitting the same spots as me.
You
know what I mean? Like
Harriet Tubman.
It's real talk, though, bro. It's an underground railroad in hip-hop, nigga.
But dude,
That'll, like,
it's a lot of
lead you to some
people
ill
here
shit.
that don't go nowhere. And I see
you.
y'all. I see y'all just take off and go. And I'm like, why? What? Everybody not going. What? Everybody's
And, like, it's
it
crazy.
should be like a railroad. You want to rap?
There's
okay,
a lot of
you
people-
rap. You tight. Okay, this is the road. Get out of town, man. Get out of town and come
A lot
back.
of people want to blow up where they at, and that's not what happens. That's not how it works.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
it's
Like,
rare,
people
it's
respond
rare.
way more in other places. I mean, like, I get love out here. Like, I have nothing to complain about in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get love in Michigan, man. Like, but when I go to other places, like, it's very stimulating. You know what I'm saying?
They
And,
appreciate
like,
dope
they
out of
appreciate that
towners.
shit, and motherfuckers buy a lot of shit. They spend money on a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? They support heavy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I don't necessarily got to, like, get paid a bunch of fucking money to perform. Like, I can,
Sell the merch.
exactly. You understand what I'm saying? And
Sell the merch. Sell the merch.
but it's different. It's different once you go to other cities.
10
But
shirts
it's
is
all about
10 shirts is $200. If 300 people show up at the spot, all you need is 20 out of the 300.
you
I
feel me?
made $200. We good, fam.
Even if you doing like a small show, even if you rocking in front of like 10 people, even if they buying.
Yeah. Hey,
Like,
thanks
you
for
can
showing
still
up.
make a few
Thanks
$100.
for showing up.
Like,
Thanks
if they
for
want to,
showing up.
if they want to buy some merch and want to support, and when you let people know, like, I've always seen it like this, like locally. A lot of the times, like, I see artists, way bigger than me, travel the world and come back, and cats will still look at them like they ain't did shit because they don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they still won't support it because of this, because I think it's a psychological thing because cats just like see us as more common. Like, why would I support somebody to do the same shit that I'm doing every day out here? You know what I'm saying? Why would I put money in this man's pocket for him just to be riding the bus over here or like just eating in the same place that I'm eating at? You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I kind of get
you
that.
At the store.
You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of get it. I'm
ain't
not
nobody.
like,
I can see you at the store.
I don't think it's necessarily like nobody hating. I don't think it's like, you know, but I think it's more of a psychological thing when you out of town and
you're not a star until I can't
somebody
really
know
touch
you for is rapping.
Yeah.
Oh, you out here rapping and yo, you let them know the only thing that's gonna help keep me on the road. If you fuck with my music, only thing that's gonna help me stay on the road is y'all help and y'all support and like buying merch and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So if y'all fuck with my shit, please support. You feel me? And when you put it to people like that, they be ready to look out and show love.
Yeah. People think
me?
about all the
And if you dope, like
all the
you
bullshit they buy that's nothing, and then you actually meet the person that say, "Hey, you know, help me out."
know what I'm saying?
Like,
and like,
yeah,
and if they like the
if
music,
you like the music,
you know what I'm saying?
like,
like you know, and like, cause I've learned that as I've toured, and like as I've traveled, cause I wouldn't necessarily make it a point to tell people like, yo, buy some merch, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't necessarily say like, you know, but it'd be like, yo, it's putting like letting them know, like, look, what you doing is really helping though. It's not like I'm not just taking this and just shitting off the money. This is helping me like
this gas money to get back home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for real.
Because I've came to like events where like the same spot I'm going to in Winooski, man. I went there like I was like, man, this might have to be my last stop. I'm like, I gotta go to New York after this. I'm like, I'm broke as a motherfucker. Man, I came up like so much at that event. I was able to carry out my shit.
Keep going.
And then at the next couple events, I was able to sell a nice amount. Like I was able to sell a nice amount of merch in New York. Like, you know, people be spending money in New York. You know what I'm saying? And buy tourists and all of that. People be like spend. And then got to Pittsburgh, made a nice sum. You know what I'm saying? And was like able to come home all right now, fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know if I was gonna be able to finish it.
It energizes you though, because you know that each person that bought something, that's a new fan.
Exactly.
That's a new. I'm coming back home with it. It's all
exactly.
It's all
and I'm going back to all these same places, and it's building your market. But you have to go. You know what I'm saying? You got to show up. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times, like I'm saying, showing up is 80%. Even if you ain't rapping, if you ain't performing, just being present does so much. You feel me? Because then once you are rapping, motherfuckers is gonna be looking that much more. Like, well, I seen this motherfucker at all this other shit. Seen him at all my shows. Like,
this gotta be the place to be, huh?
You know, like, bro, I do a lot in Ann Arbor. I do twice as much in Detroit.
But
you know what I'm saying? But it's just like because it's like Detroit's a bigger city. It's more happening out here.
But
you
it's
feel
like
me? So I'm like, you see me at every event kicking it. Even if I'm not rapping, you gonna see me supporting. It's not for me to be seen, but it's just like. It's to support this shit. When you support people, give that shit back. You know what I'm saying? And like, when motherfuckers see you around, motherfuckers, when you get like the cypher or whatever, or when you get to rap, when you get to like showcase whatever your talent is, motherfuckers are more prone to listen. Like when they familiar with you or seen you around. You feel me?
It's like comedy. You gotta, even if you're not telling jokes, you just hang out in a comedy spot. Because you hanging out with people that do the same shit that you do. You hanging out with Philly Mary. You go to a club where they going boot da boot da boot da boot da boot da. But if you know you'd rather go to a club where they going if that's
and there's certain people that like
it's your people.
And there's certain ways that people approach it. Because some people are just trying to do it as a business and just trying to like make some money off of it. And there's other people that live the culture. It's a lifestyle. There's motherfucker like I'm the type of nigga that goes to shows to catch a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm coming to support, but I'm I like coming to catch the vibe. Like this is what we do.
I see you at a lot of spots.
You feel me? Like likewise, I see like you know what I'm saying. Like and we partake in the same culture. You feel me? Because we're both fans of it, but we both partake in it. You know what I'm saying? And this is like at the end of the day, through just the love of one thing, you can build with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could tell if somebody loves something when they're good at their craft. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people, like, get cocky or whatever, but it's just, like, it's more so about, like, you spent so much time and discipline on your craft. It's something that you love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where like you can kind of break down, like cut through people's egos and shit. When you see somebody else that's like great at what the fuck they do, like, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate anybody that's great at anything. Like, you a great painter. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. You a great cook. Like, I appreciate that shit. And you know what I mean? It's a craft. You know what I mean?
So you ain't, I ain't never heard nothing about you being in no rap beefs. You don't get into it with other MCs, that Facebook, Instagram.
I mean, my
shit.
first like back in the day, I had some cats do like a whole CD dissing me in high school.
For real?
Yeah.
What?
It was like I had a problem with one cat. I had a problem with one cat, right? And he got his whole squad, and they did a whole CD dissing me.
A whole CD against one dude.
Yeah, man.
You destined for greatness, man.
Hey, you goddamn right.
They had to form Voltron to come.
But
get
I
you.
was whack then, so they had so many, like, they had a lot of fucking ammo on me, man. Like, I was not that dope. I was trying to rap fast, and it was terrible. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was great. It was awesome, but hey, that shit fed my ego like a motherfucker. I was like, hell yeah. There's people I don't even know that are dissing me. I'm like, hell yeah. I ain't never met none of these niggas. I was like,
For real?
that's what's up. You feel me?
You ain't know none of
I
them?
knew one of them.
And he just went and got some more guys.
He got his whole squad.
What's your rap game?
That's when I was T Mike.
Everybody's going in on T Mike. T Mike ain't nice. He can't hold the mic.
One dude was hilarious though. He's my homie like now, like at these days. I did know one of them. I didn't know it was him at the time, but he said some hilarious shit because like I was trying to rap fast on a couple songs and it was just terrible. He was like, "What the fuck is you saying?" I was just like, I was like, okay, motherfucker, all right, you trying to come at me like that, dog? You know what I'm saying? All right, bet.
Made you get back in the
I was
lab,
the original mumble rapper back in the day. All right, if I came out during these times, I'd be rich, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And when I was 15, trying to rap fast, nigga, I'd be rich. In this time. I was like, I ain't trying to hate on motherfuckers. I'm just being funny.
You got some tracks, right?
Huh?
That's that stuff on SoundCloud.
I got a couple old ones, but the old ones is on MySpace.
I gotta pull up your MySpace. Is T nice? Was it T Mac? What's T?
T Mike, TMIC.
I gotta pull that up. I'm about P. Yeah, man. I got no P. I'm found the P.
But
T Mike.
Yeah,
T
man.
T Mike on on MySpace. So no beefs.
Yeah, man. I don't beef with motherfuckers, man. Like some
Doing
rap
the
shit.
bridging the
I mean,
gap.
bro, I battled motherfuckers and made motherfuckers feel some type of way and shit. I've done shit like that. But it's no hard feelings. I've never had hard feelings. I just go for that low blow and like I'm trying to cut your throat if we gonna battle. I'm gonna say some disrespectful shit and like just so like it's gonna shake you up so you don't know what the fuck to say next. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily like threatening cats or anything like, but just saying some shit where it's just like you'd really say that? Like, yeah, motherfucker. Like, don't go there with me, son. Like, I could say it in a dope rhyme. You know what I'm saying?
So who do you want to work with? Somebody you still want to work with? Rapper, producer, anybody just like on your list, like a bucket list? Like I want to work with this guy. We got to
like Royce the 5'9".
Nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Oh
yeah. Man of God.
One Below.
You ain't working with One Below yet? How many times?
We working like something like possibly
They're working on something.
Something like
that's gonna. Oh, that's good.
Hopefully, like we hopefully some hopefully we gonna drop some shit soon.
I hope so.
Hopefully we gonna drop some shit soon.
Yeah, I hope y'all could fuse something together, please.
You know what I mean?
Please,
that's the big homie for sure. You know what I'm saying? But like literally,
please fuse something together.
That's the big homie, but like literally outside of that, like for real, that's one of my favorite MCs of all time. Like you feel me? Like I grew up on Binary Star, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like
he would have rapping about the earth.
He's a dope producer too. He's an amazing producer.
He would have ran about people hurting the earth. I was like,
no, bro, he is one of the sharpest MCs ever.
I was like, is he talking about the earth? He's talking about the earth.
He got metaphors. Everything he say got like double meanings and shit. You know what I mean? All his shit's mad conceptual. He's a rapper's rapper like all the fucking way. You know what I'm saying?
So Nickel
like,
One Below.
You know what I'm saying? motherfucking like DJ Premier, you know what I'm saying?
Premier, for sure.
Some shit like that, you know. I mean, the one artist I really wanted to work with though was Sean Price.
Sean P.
Mm-hmm. R.I.P. That was like one artist I really wanted to work with.
Yeah.
And I thought like I could make it happen too. You know what I'm saying? I know I knew homies that was like I had tracks with him. I was just like, oh, like
Yeah,
he was accessible. You know what I'm saying?
Detroit.
But
He was in Detroit a lot.
Too,
He was in Detroit a lot.
Man, that's one of my favorite MCs all the time. You know, but like, of course, there's like legends and shit. Like you be like, I mean, like that's a legend. Like I'm talking about like motherfuckers like are like not as accessible. Like I'd love to work with too, like Jay-Z or some shit. Like
you got to meet KRS-One. How was that?
Man, that was dope. I met KRS-One. See, all right, so peep this. KRS-One was the first concert I ever seen live, and I got to meet him that same night. And that was like 08, you know what I'm saying? 07 maybe, you know what I'm saying? I was at the Blind Pig too. And One Below was opening up for him. So like One Below didn't get to perform, right? And KRS brought him up on the fucking stage, like during his set. And just like low killed that shit, you know what I'm saying? And I got to witness that whole shit.
Damn.
So like that, you know what I'm saying? I came from that whole thing, and then to be able to rock with both of them this year, you know, was like huge to me because I'm like that's literally like it was my first concert. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Chris though, I met him a couple of times. I rocked with the homie Duke Nukem last year when Chris came, and then I got to meet him then. I was with his twin. I was with E-Fade from Clear Soul. You know, I was with him. We was outside because Clear Soul was opening up too that night.
I ain't say it. True said that.
Hey, man, keep it, dog. No.
True said that, fam. I didn't say that.
No, I'm not dissing him, man. He knows this. Like,
yeah, you know, everybody clown.
No.
I think he put it on the CD before.
No, but for real, because we met him together that night. We was coming out of the 8 Ball in the basement of the Blind Pig, and KRS was heading in. And, you know, me and the Mill was like, oh, shit, because, like, we just came out, wasn't expecting just to see him. Like, he was like, so what's up? You know what I'm saying? Just standing there, what's going on? He was like, I was like, oh, peace. He was like, peace. And then Emil was like, yo, everybody tell me that we could be brothers. He's like, we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was such a great fucking moment, dog. I wish you could be here, like, right now. It's like, that's such an epic fucking moment, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's crazy. That the first time he came here, he performed with that jacket on. He performed with a pullover on.
KRS?
KRS when he was sweating. My homegirl, she ended up bumping into him.
Mm-hmm.
And she had lipstick on. She put a big lipstick print right on the middle of his white tee.
Oh.
So he had to go throw his hoodie on.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He performed with that jacket on.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I seen him sweating. I felt so bad for him.
That's so funny.
He couldn't take his jacket off because his girl would have been like, the fuck is lipstick print doing on the front? Who the fuck? Where did those lead to? Yeah, turned around and bumped right into him. Look, KRS-One, he just pop out like a ninja on people.
He a big like dude, man. He a big dude, man.
Pop out like a ninja on people.
I think he's taller than me, bro. I'm 6'4", bro.
I took a picture with him. We was about the same height. He's a
big dude.
Yeah.
And he's still rocking, man. Like, his show was crazy, dog. Like, that's literally, like, artists like him is so inspiring. He's like, bro, you like in his, like, 50s?
Yeah.
Jumping up and down, sweating, rocking for hours straight, dog. No background vocals. He
didn't do a lot of the hits.
You know what I mean? Like, man.
He didn't do a lot of the hits.
You said he didn't?
They don't do a lot of hits. I think some artists don't do a lot of the hits, or they chop their music up because they don't want nobody to record it, put it on YouTube. Yeah, it's a new game.
But I mean, he's a great performer. That's one of the. Definitely like.
I always happy to see Chris.
But that was like the first time like I got to like kind of
Plus, so close. He like right. He was right there. He was right there.
And he got to see me rap, and he shouted me out on stage and shit.
Yeah.
Like that was like.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I took a picture backstage. You, him, and one below.
Yeah, yeah. But like, you know, like he shot, like he shouted out a couple artists out. Like he shouted out Nikki P. Like,
Shouts out to Nikki P.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's showing a lot of love.
Oh
dog.
yeah,
And
he'll let you know if you dope. He'll
You know
let you
what I
know if
mean?
you dope. He'll mind saying it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like it's crazy, like they have them experiences, especially with him. But he feel like being around, because I've seen him so many times, and like I've been to so many of his shows, and he almost feel like just like a distant uncle or some shit. You know what I'm saying? He's just so welcoming and just like, you know, and so human. You know what I mean? And he's just like such a legend, and you know what I mean? And in my eyes, you know, it's just like meeting people like that is humbling.
Yeah. How you get this whole thing with the blind pig? How you doing shows and stuff and setting up the Bridging the Gap at the Blind Pig? How do you?
Bridging the Gap is not at the Blind Pig. That's at that club above. That's at the Heidelberg.
So that's at Ann Arbor too.
Yeah, that's on Main Street. It's right up the street from there. It's around the corner. First Street is like, you know, like 2 blocks up from Main Street. But I've been doing hip hop out there for a long time. Like there wasn't really much going on. You know, there was a point in time when like Subterraneous and like AML and Buff One and KT and all them cats was
What up, Buff?
doing a lot of music. You know, like One Below is all them cats. Like it was you know, Majestic
Buff
Legend.
took me bar hopping.
Yeah, but but them
bar
cats, like them cats had a movement. It was like the Waterworld movement. You know what I'm saying? And I was too young.
Oh, so I thought that was just like Binary Stars, like one of they.
No, that was a whole collective album. That was a bunch of cats on that whole album.
For real?
Yeah,
I got
and
the
listen.
Waterworld. I gotta go back. But I didn't know they was all a collective. I thought it was just the Binary
That was
Stars.
Subterraneous.
All right. All right.
Subterraneous is the crew, and that they was all. That's I believe that's Lowe's label, but they was all like under that label, like AML, USM. Majestic Legend,
What?
Octane and Elite,
What?
Kodak. It was Malachi the Most High. It was all them cats.
Oh,
But like man. So there was a time like when they'd hit up the youth centers. So I got to see them at the Neutral Zone. But I was too young to get into the bars. You feel me? So by the time I got old enough to get into the fucking bars, all these niggas is like bounced out traveling, no longer like there was no longer anything in Ann Arbor, like there wasn't no like hip hop popping. Low actually had something, like he had a monthly. Low had a monthly actually, and that's where I met a lot of people. That's where I met Nikki
I thought
P.
he was from Pontiac.
He's from
right?
Pontiac, but yeah, them cats was in Ann Arbor like recording most of their shit, I believe.
Wow.
I think they was like.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they came out here like.
Something
They came out here, I think, like in the late '90s. You know what I mean? I think they recorded most of their shit like from like '97 to '99 or some shit. So I'm not like, don't quote me on this shit.
Yeah. It's
You know what I mean? Like this is just
recorded.
from my
You don't tape.
like,
You don't tape.
because I'm a student of the game, bro. Like I could tell you about
teach
Michigan
me, 'cause
history. I can tell you about
nothing.
hip hop history in Michigan all day. I can talk about Detroit. I can talk about all of this hip hop history. But so them cats. After a lot of that ended, there wasn't no like local hip hop events. You feel me? So I linked up with this DJ called the homie Sada Dada. He's doing this thing. He doesn't really do like hip hop. He does more like EDM and like dubstep and stuff like that. But me and him collaborated, and we started throwing him a bi-weekly event. And that was at Goodnight Gracie's right up the street from the Blind Pig. It was on the same street as the Blind Pig.
All right.
That shit ended up being successful. Like we ended up like having a lot of big nights up there. It was like an open mic / like, you know, showcase for like a couple headliners as well. You feel me? Because there was nothing else. There was literally no other fucking thing in the city. Damn. So we did that, came to an end, and then I was at a it was in 2010 or 2011. I was at a Twista concert at the Blind Pig, right? And you know, they needed help. Security wasn't there, and they needed help. The sound guy was like, "Yo, I need you to like, can you help me?" I'm like, "What you need?" He's like, "Can you move all these people?" So I came over here. I was like, "I got you, dog." He was like, "I'll get you a drink if you can move all these people for me." I was like, "Bet." It's Wolfie, the homie Wolfie. He was a sound guy at the Blind Pig
Shouts out to Wolfie.
for like 15 years or
Drinks.
something like that. You know what I'm saying? Kung Fu master. But he was like, "Yo, I'll get you a drink if you move all these people for me." I'm like, "Got you." Moved all the people. Twista came into the show, did his thing, gave me my drink. He was like, "Yo, would you work here if I gave you an application?" I was like, "Shit."
You end up being security?
I ended up being a fucking door guy in that bitch. Right?
No.
So I was up in that motherfucker for a few years. But so what I did, like, I was working there, and I was working at the library. So I was working there like part time.
For real?
Yeah. I was working at the library, U of M library at the time.
Because you was already in the library before in high school doing the Fruity
and
Loops
like,
and shit. So
actually,
that's your hangout
and
spot.
peep this,
You
though.
love
So
library.
I was at the information desk at the Duderstadt in Ann Arbor. That's the U of M library. And our architecture engineering library, they got like the nicest studio in Michigan. Like, it bitch is worth like $100,000 fucking dollars worth of equipment. They got like a CO2 air compression and that bitch, all of that. Like, it's like that was like the first big studio I ever saw in my life.
So you got up in there?
Yeah, because students that I knew could rent that shit out. Like, they could like go in there and do it. I'd go in there with a couple homies.
You dedicated.
But
you
so
you
like I got a
find the
job in
studio.
the places
You
where
find-
you know what I'm saying. But I
find the way
got
to
jobs
record.
where I could, where they would like led back to music. You feel me? Everything I do leads back to music. So I ended up working at the Pig, and I started throwing a monthly event called like Vibe Out Mondays. It was every Monday. So like cats would play it was in the basement though, right? In the hallway. You know, that hallway leads to like the 8-ball and the bathroom and all of that. Mm-hmm. And motherfuckers bands used to rock down there. And I was like, shit. Talked to Jeff, like he was the bartender. And I was like, how would you feel if I threw an event every other Monday or something, like in the basement? Would that be cool? Actually, no. I think he brought it up to me actually, because he had the speakers. He was like, yo, like, I know you rap or something like that. And we somehow set some shit up. So he would set up the speakers and the mics, and I'd bring in some DJs and some artists, and we just rock in the hallway. And then I end up like doing that, and then like, you know, on a regular basis, and then being packed all the way the fuck out, and like made them a bunch of money on a Monday. It was like dollar beer night, and like he made like over $1,000 on dollar beer night. You feel me? Like, and I ain't getting none of that money. And that's when I was just like, all right. Right, so because I asked him for a piece of it. I was like, motherfucker, you know you got that because of me, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because he told me how much he made. I was like, oh, that's what's up. Well, can I get some? He was like, no, that's not the deal. That's not the deal, True Klassick. I was like, okay. I'm like, all right. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, word. So I was like, all right. Well, I was able to prove myself that I could bring out a bunch of people, though, to an event. So then I started booking.
You steady learning.
So I started booking Wednesdays upstairs at the Blind Pig. So I had.
At the Blind Pig?
Yeah. So in the 8-ball was the basement of the Blind Pig. And so in the basement, it was Mondays, like it was bi-weekly. You know what I'm saying? So it was like Vibe Out Mondays, and then 2 weeks later it'd be Vibe Out Wednesdays, and that'd be upstairs where we charge. So how we kind of used the basement was a way to figure out who was dope, who was like, you know, working on their shit, who like had a crowd, all of that, where we can like make sure people getting paid and all of that. Like, you ain't trying to like charge people at the door and not be able to pay nobody. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what we kind of did, and there were a lot of homies that we met throughout the way that like, man, everybody popped out though on the Mondays. Like, bro, everybody popped out on the Mondays. Like, a Stray popped out from fucking like Warren one day. Like, we had like like of course, like Buff, all them like all the OGs showed up. Like cats was popping up at them joints. You know what I'm saying? Like cats like from out of town like was coming through, and then but so we had that bi-weekly, had that going for a while. Ended up like fading out, and then so I was still working at the Pig. I eventually had to leave because like there was some weird like politics in there. Their old owner was on some bullshit. Like long story short. All right.
Yeah, keep it.
It was an old,
to the
super
point.
old white lady. You know what I'm saying? So just got her own issues. But but once she left, things started like really popping up. You know what I'm saying? Once they got new ownership, once they like all that shit started coming back up. But the Pig always held me down though. Like I mean, there's other artists like so people like. I've had people say slick shit to me about like events, like kind of thing. I get like favoritism or whatever at a place, and that's not true. Like especially when you look at the other artists that worked at the Blind Pig, and there's other like really dope artists like Cadence, MC Cadence. You know what I'm saying? Fucking legend. He rocks on some events out there too, but it's like it's different type of events. It's a lot of different cats. It's Duke Nukem, it's Nikki P. It's a lot of people like in that circle.
Yeah.
That not a lot of us don't get picked on a lot of shows for certain events. There's other people that get booked on a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I end up getting booked on a lot of stuff because I was dropping a lot of content, and like what they did for me with what I was able to get, like every venue most of the time gets a bunch of artists that like submit their music to like open up for somebody, and the venue will submit your music
to the artist,
to whoever's doing
the
that shit,
representative or whatever. Yeah.
And they picked that artist, and I got picked for a lot of that shit. Excuse me, I don't mean to be popping in the mic,
Okay.
but I got picked for a lot of shit, and I ended up getting a lot of shit from other artists. But a lot of artists like think because I worked at the Blind Pig that's what got me a lot of shit. But I'm like, I literally built my whole shit all the way up in there. You know what I'm saying? I built my shit from the bottom all the way up.
Nice.
Like, them motherfuckers wouldn't let me book. I worked there, and I couldn't book a show in the Blind Pig until I did a bunch of fucking events in the basement and proved that, like, I packed that bitch out. And they didn't have a choice but to book me. And on Wednesdays, I had that bitch 200 people on a fucking Wednesday night.
That's a lot of people.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like, it was undeniable.
You earned your stripes.
You know what I mean? But, like, at this point, though, the Blind Pig definitely shows a lot of love, you know, and they support a lot of people in the area, though, not even just myself. They support a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? But can you still hear me? Mm-hmm. All right, but they show a lot of us love, like everybody in the area. Like that's the whole Blind Pig's whole goal is to like hold down the area and help people like develop an audience and shit like that. And that's what they provided me was a space to do that. And so eventually,
you took advantage of it.
You feel me? And eventually, you know, I haven't worked there in a long time, but you know, I still go there for all the shows. Like, you know, if I'm not performing, you see me in the fucking crowd checking out a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because I'm a fan of all of that shit. But eventually, I end up doing, you know, the shit up at Club Above. You know what I mean? My homie works up there and helped me book every first Friday. Because I was trying to do an event before, but there were some issues at the venue. And, you know, like people kind of biased to hip hop. A lot of people just, you know, try to stray away from hip hop. So there's not that many venues in Ann Arbor that allow hip hop. Right?
And I want that type of crowd.
You know, so I was able to.
Do you know any J. Giles band songs? J. Giles? You need a J. Giles band.
We was able to book some shit, and we got every first Friday, and that started in January of this year. So we're going on a year of that, and you know, we've been bringing cats from all over, like we was talking about before. But you know, it's just trying to provide something for the area. Like now, it's a lot of events now. It's more saturated than it was when I first started throwing events and shit. Like there was literally nothing.
Yeah.
Now it's just like you can find something once a week at least, like once or twice a week you can find an event, like in Ann Arbor and Detroit. You know what I'm saying? that's kind of what led me to come to Detroit. Like, it was a lot of Detroit events that inspired me to throw my events. So if you remember what happened in Detroit every first Friday? Remember that? Blue Collar Gentlemen?
Oh, yeah, the Blue Collar Gentleman Show, yeah.
So I kind of like, once that ended, I saw that as an opportunity. I was like, all right, those were the big homies. That was Dante, that was Biggs, all of them. I was like, all right, well, if I can do it, and like if I'm able to throw the event, like first Friday, I'm like, let's do it. Fuck it. That shit just ended. Let's keep it rolling.
Do you
in
sleep?
Another way?
Do you sleep at all? Do you sleep?
Oh, I sleep. I sleep great. You know what I'm saying? I be smoking that.
Are you like a high strung person? You got to keep yourself busy.
I'm a night owl, man.
You're a night owl.
Yeah, I like to stay busy though. I go crazy if I'm not doing something. Like I sit still, but I do a lot. I stay busy, like online.
So you can't sit and watch like a movie. You still
I got
gotta have your
ADD like a
laptop.
motherfucker, man.
Hmm?
I got ADD like a motherfucker.
That's real.
I think that's why like weed helps
You gotta
too.
keep going. Gotta keep going.
I think weed keeps me calm
Slows
too. Like
you
I
down.
used to tick. Like I used to just like do shit and be like looking at the fucking ceiling and shit. Like,
Always have the
like nah.
cases still.
I don't take no medicine for that shit. No, I'm just like, it's just burning that energy. I've dropped like 100 pounds in the past fucking year and a half.
Oh wow!
You know
just
what I'm saying?
by
Like,
being busy.
just by changing my lifestyle, just trying to be a certain way. Like just
So what did you change?
change the way I ate. I gave myself like a daily like pattern. You know what I'm saying? Of doing shit. Start working out regularly. Started eating regularly.
What was you eating before? What's rap food?
I didn't have a
Was you eating
a
rap
regular
food?
schedule
What's
of
rap
eating.
food?
I didn't have a regular schedule of eating. Like when I was working in the bar, I was
Oh.
drinking all fucking day. I was
Yeah.
every fucking night. You know what I'm saying? Drinking. And if like I wasn't working, I was at a show drinking. You know what I'm saying? But after all of that shit, I'm eating food and then going straight to bed, eating some shitty food at late night food.
Something
On a
processed
regular
for,
basis.
Like, yeah, you ain't cooking shit after leaving.
I broke
the
my
club.
leg too on my second tour. I think it was my second tour. I broke my fucking leg while I was in New York. You know what I'm saying?
What happened?
Man, my people told me, like, you know what they said when I was leaving from go on the road? Break a leg. I was like, you motherfuckers. I said, I don't want to hear that shit. Don't
What
tell
did
me
you do?
that
You
again.
fell off the stage? What happened?
Nah, it didn't happen while I was performing. It was after a long day in New York. And it happened in Jersey. But we're going to say New York, you know what I'm saying? But no disrespect to Jersey. You feel what
It
I'm
was in the
saying?
Holland Tunnel.
But I had a show in Manhattan, and of course we were in New York the whole day. I was with my homies. We're on foot the whole fucking day. You know what I'm saying? I got a bad leg. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, whatever. I rocked.
Dude,
I performed. Did all of that shit.
taxis, all
You
kinda
feel
shit
me?
that-
Like, yeah. So
Y'all
we was
ain't
on
want
foot
none of that- y'all
all
ain't want
fucking
none of that
day.
shit. Subway.
All day.
Y'all
So-
ain't want none of that shit.
Yeah. We, you know, I'm saying we did like we drove to some spots and like it was cool. You know
But
what
y'all
I'm
was
saying?
checking everything.
But we was
out.
on feet. We was
Checking
on
everything
foot.
out.
We was on foot like the whole
Yeah, there's a
goddamn
lot.
time.
There's a lot of shit.
When you
to
go to
look
New
at.
York, you're
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
just
on
be
foot,
like-
bro. That's
you
what
just
you're
be
gonna be doing.
like,
Like that's a part of
God damn,
that's a
who
part of
made
the
this
culture.
shit?
It's a part of the culture in New York.
Yeah.
So I was I was literally like from like noon to like 3 in the morning. I was out. You know what I'm saying? So we was out seeing the city.
What's that
We
dude?
first like we went out, saw the city, showed me the city. Then I go do my show. They meet me at the event. You know what I'm saying? We go do some more shit after this show.
Yeah.
You feel me?
You young.
And then,
so, you know.
nigga, literally, it wasn't until 3. It was in the morning. It was like 6 in the fucking morning when I got back to my hotel. All right, I pulled back up to my goddamn hotel in Jersey. Man, right? Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of the hotel, man, so I could talk some shit, but I can't remember it. But so I
It wasn't
pull
a
up to
good
that
one.
motherfucker, man. I've been staying there for a week because I had like 3 events. You know, and so like it's cheaper to stay in Jersey than it is to.
Oh, I know.
Stay
I
in
know.
New York,
Right on the
you
other
feel
side
me?
of Holland.
Yeah,
Right
he's
there,
right
that
over the
little
bridge,
side.
right
Right
over,
there,
yeah, right over that bridge.
Right
you feel me?
there.
And was that the Patterson Plank? Right there off the Patterson fucking Plank, nigga. I know where I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, so that's where a bunch of hotels are. So I pull up to my hotel like I did every other fucking night or every other morning. Like they didn't have a key scanner. You know what I'm saying? Like for you just to open the gate for you to park your car. So I'm just sitting there like they had a camera for the people at the desk.
They sleep.
Nobody,
They sleep.
I'm standing there, sitting there, waiting. You know, so I'm like, all right. I hop out the whip, leave it, go inside, looking for somebody. Ain't nobody at the desk. You know what I'm saying? I look down the hall. I'm like, yo, excuse me. Hey, somebody fucking help me.
You about to have a T.I. moment.
Nobody's there, right? Nobody's there. And I go back outside. I see an employee in the fucking, on the other side of the gate in the parking lot. I'm like, excuse me, like, can you open the garage for me? I've been staying here for a week. I've been a guest here for a week. She was like, parking lot's full. I'm like, how is that possible? I've been a guest here for a week. Like,
you gotta have a
you gotta
spot
have
for
space
me.
for
You
me,
gotta have a spot
motherfucker.
for me. I got a room.
You know what I'm saying?
Somebody gotta get the fuck out.
She said, we're full, right? As we're talking, I'm just like, over here baffled by this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? I'm tired as hell. You know what I'm saying?
It's a long day.
As we talking, my rental starts fucking rolling down this motherfucking hill in the fucking traffic. You understand? I look in the panic like, ah! You know what I'm saying? I was scared. Man, I went running after that bitch downhill. It was a steep ass hill.
But if you didn't put the car in park,
I had the parking brake up. So
was
the
it stick
car,
shift?
it stopped on its own. The car stopped on its own.
before it went in the
The
traffic.
emergency brake,
Before it went in
yes,
the
it
traffic.
stopped on its own after I hyperextended my fucking leg on that hill. So I broke my motherfucking leg.
So the car was sitting there, and then it started
Started
rolling. And then when
I
you
go
hyperextend
running
your
after
leg,
it, and then I
the car
break my leg,
stopped.
and it stops. Exactly. I felt my shit pop immediately, son. Like,
What the fuck?
yeah, just my luck,
You got a
right?
poltergeist? You got
Son.
you got something following.
You know, so this bitch is looking at
Why
me in
you in
shock.
my house?
So that bitch on the other gate is looking at me in shock. She's like, I'm like, I get up. I'm like, I try to land on. I step on. I felt my shit like I was like, I'm like, I can't even put no weight on. I'm like, I cuss this bitch. I'm like, bitch, open the fucking gate. Fuck you looking at? Open the gate, bitch. She runs, opens the fucking gate. I hop in my car, hop in the rental.
There was a handicap spot open.
Bro, the spot I parked in the whole time I was there was available. There was a bunch of spots on the way up that motherfucker too that were available. You know what I'm saying? I saw many parking spots available. She just looked miserable and was being a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So then I like get to my motherfucking room. Like I'm in mad fucking pain, right? I don't know that my leg's broken. And I get to my room, I call them, I ask them I'm like, yo, can y'all please bring me some ice and some fucking Advil or some fucking Tylenol or some shit? It's like, we don't do that. You have to come down to the fucking desk. I said, motherfucker, y'all,
Beat somebody
you
ass when I get
like,
down
dude.
there.
I explained to these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying?
I'm the guy at the gate
Exactly.
who car just started and stopped like Christine. That's me.
Dog, it was some bullshit, and I ended up driving my ass all the way back from New Jersey back to Michigan
For the bad
with a broken leg, nigga. Like,
dog.
thug life.
And it healed up properly?
Man, so when I went, I got back.
You walking with a
All
limp.
right, bro, nigga, you won't understand my frustration, right? So when I went to go get like some crutches, I went to go buy some crutches and shit. I asked the employees, can you go fetch the crutches for me?
They told you.
It's like, why can't you do it yourself? I'm like, I think I broke my leg. Well, sir, I don't think you'd be able to walk in here if you had a broken leg. And I was like, dog. You understand? I was just like, yo, I can't do this. Like, I was just like, I can't do this shit, man. I can't do this shit. I'm like, you on the East Coast, man. I love the East Coast, but man, motherfuckers are assholes out there too, man. It's a fast culture. You feel me? Motherfuckers like, oh, fuck out of here. Fuck out my face.
Hell no.
You feel me? Yeah, motherfuckers like, fuck out, get the fuck out of here. Like, that's actually, it's a New York thing, man. Come on now. But that's what they told me. Get the fuck out of here. I was like, damn. So I was dragging. But yeah, so I ended up getting back here. I ain't tear my ACL, thank God. I ended up tearing my meniscus, and I fractured the top of my tibial flat toe, and the bottom of my motherfucking femur. Them bitches hit and cracked each other from running. I was a big nigga at the time, like I said. You know what I mean? So I gained weight. I was like probably like 290, maybe 280 around that time. Bro, I ended up being I'm 6'4". Like
290? Yeah, that's a little.
You know what I mean? I ended up gaining more weight. I was 315.
I got up to 270, and that was a little bit much for me at 6'4". You got up to 290?
I was up to 315 after I broke my leg though, cause I couldn't do shit. So I was just sitting there gaining weight. You feel me? So after I gained a bunch of fucking weight, you know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck that. You know what I mean? I started changing the way I did shit at the bar. I stopped drinking like Jaeger bombs and shit. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So like I said, no to Red Bull. I cut Red Bull out my diet. You feel me? And cut, Jaeger out my diet. And I started giving myself 4 hours before 4 hours to eat before I went to sleep. And I dropped like 30 pounds. I got down like to 280.
And the trees is for the anxiety.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
I mean, that's for the ADD and anxiety and all of that. You know what I mean? But once I started like eating right, I dropped tons of fucking weight. I stopped like eating like white breads and shit. And, like I still eat like some white bread, like when I eat pizza and shit. Like, but I try like if I eat a sandwich, I try to get wheat and shit like that. But I dropped all that fucking weight, so I ended up just getting mad fucking healthy, like just because my knees fucked up, all of that shit. I don't even know what the main point what the fuck we was talking about. You know what I'm saying? But
we just talking about your life.
Just the life. You know what I'm saying?
Just life.
But yeah, man. So I ended up getting healthy after that shit, man. But I felt like that was a point where I was like, I guess we were just talking about being big. But yeah, I ended up dropping like, I ended up going on tour again, and like I dropped a little bit of weight. I got down to like 270, like 265 or something like that. Went on tour again. Went through like a bunch of drama and shit. Went through like some death and like bad breakup and shit. And dropped like tons of fucking weight. And gained some back just like in a healthier way.
A woman to do that.
I got down to 225.
Yeah, a woman to do that. A woman to make you lose weight and gain weight. They do that.
Heartless bitches, man.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I ate a whole box of chocolates on my last breakup. Whole box of chocolates.
Yeah, no,
chocolate and wine.
Like, hey, I've dropped
chocolate and wine.
But like, yeah, man, I ended up just dropping tons of weight and end up just being able to find a healthier way of living. Though I just eat regularly now. I have a pattern of how I eat. When I wake up, I have
good routine.
Yeah, I have a routine. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to understand like the beauty in having a routine and waking up earlier and shit like that. Working at a bar, you just eat like shit.
Yeah,
you have terrible sleeping hours. All of that, you feel me? I still drink clearly, you know what I'm saying? But like,
moderation, got a lot more moderation.
Way more moderation in my life, and I feel better. I look better. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Music is better. Everything, like I feel way clearer. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think that the way you was living before that kind of did that stop the first album from coming, or that was just your natural progression?
I think it was my natural progression. I lost some music too because like one of my computers got stolen as well.
Oh wow!
I didn't even mention that, but one of my computers got stolen. That's what like made my tape come out so much later.
But where'd they steal this from?
My apartment. Somebody broke into my apartment.
They broke in.
Yeah.
Damn.
And my dumbass cousin left his fucking window unlocked on the first fucking floor in an area that's known for fucking thieves and shit. But we pretty sure we know who it was. Like, they broke in and set shit back up like nothing was touched. Like, they knew where the fuck that shit was at.
I know he.
They knew what they was looking for,
I know
and
he
they just
keep
had
his
my
remote
laptop
over
just
here.
happened to be a little side piece that they saw.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We know who it was, so you know what I'm saying. But never
the
got my
past.
computer back.
You got it back?
Never got it back.
Oh, never
no,
got it back.
no. So I lost all that music. I had like 2 albums worth of music on there, and like lyrics. Like I was like in the zone. I was like mad depressed.
So
after
you
I
don't
lost that
even
shit.
recall most of it. Just go.
Dude, I lost. Like, it was so much fucking music because I was getting tons of beats from different cats at the time, and I was just writing every day.
Damn.
And I found like a new approach to writing, so I was just like locking in and just knocking shit out left and right. I ended up recovering a lot of it. That's a couple songs on Blaze 2, like, and Blaze 1 actually. Blaze 1 and Blaze 2 are a couple songs that I recovered. Like Blunt After Blunt was recovered. That's why that shit was so late. Like I wrote that shit in 2012 when that shit came out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And recorded that shit when it came out. I was planning on dropping it that same year. I had like 2 Danny Brown beats I rapped on in 2012. And that album ended up dropping in 2014. Not that mixtape dropped in 2014. But so all these different songs, I had a certain direction I was trying to do. Like I had an agenda, like what type of beats I was trying to rap on and let motherfuckers know what was up. So
Yeah.
there's certain shit like a couple joints on there, explosive, straight recovered. You know what I'm saying? There's a few that were just like newer, but most of those joints was all like old. You know what I'm saying? There was a couple joints on Blaze 2 that were old as well, but like Blaze 2 had more new shit. But like that was just like all old rhymes that I was like trying to just get out. And I'm just like, yo, these are all like the last shit I wrote for that was like for Blaze 2 was that No Gimmicks.
Okay.
That was the last song I wrote for that, and that was like
Good shit.
you know. So that was like the newest verses I wrote before the album.
So you're in a good space, healthy. Finally got your rhymes right. Dropped your first album. Now you're touring.
Yeah, and went through some ill shit to kind of like bring some balance too, man. Just got to experience some ill shit. Like there was a lot of death last year, man, and that shit just gave me a lot of perspective as
It's
well.
like family, friends.
Both.
They're both. Yeah.
And it was just like, it makes you reflect and makes you think a lot. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like also around a lot more kids, and like my homies got kids and shit like that. So it just motivates me to want to be like a positive influence and do some, stay busy and do some shit like productive.
make life worth it.
Yeah, man. And like look out for motherfuckers, man.
For sure.
Like, cause I be doing a little bit more shit. I've been like volunteering with the youth a little bit more and shit like that, and just like all that shit just be motivating me, man. Cause I'm like, tomorrow ain't promised. You just, so it's like you just gotta be as productive as you can every day and leave a good motherfucking mark. You feel me? So it's just like that's all I be doing. But yeah, just trying, now we on the road with it. I got a couple, but yeah, I digress. I got a bunch of new music though. I got some shit with Farmouth, a bunch of shit with Farmouth as well.
So what's that?
Like
What's that? What's that? An EP? It's an album?
we got like I think we got LPs worth of music. You know what I'm saying? But we just we kind of just sat down and looked at everything that we had, and now we kind of building off of that. You know what I'm saying? And I got a couple more new beats to add to the like what we working on. But we had like a couple of the songs that we did end up going on Master Chief.
Okay.
And then one of the songs went on the Lucy's mixtape.
Yeah.
Finger.
With
And,
was it you and Jay Klassick?
Meek J Klassick and Emil. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got that.
But
so
yeah, we got like we got a bunch of fucking music though. We got like at least we recorded damn near like 20 fucking songs. I'd say we got about probably like 13 or like 15 that I can use with like we trying to figure out like trying to make a cohesive piece. I ain't been over there in a minute, but yeah, we got a bunch of fucking music though. I was working on some shit with Jimbo too. I got a bunch of like shit like on Jimbo's beats as well. He got some fucking fire. But like we got like 3 fucking tapes I'm about to be dropping soon.
So it's just about just a matter of putting everything in order.
Exactly. And I got a whole beat tape finished as well. So I'm just like trying to figure out the order of doing it.
Oh wow.
Trying to finish up the tour. Trying to like still doing a video for Einstein on Acid. trying to get all that shit done, and then that's when we try to just drop some more, like some newer content. I'm just trying to get like some more visuals for all this shit, because I have all these ideas, and I want it to be presented like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the music is dope, but I want motherfuckers to like.
Yeah, because this your first project. It's your first project.
You know what I mean? Exactly, and I'm like, I have a whole vision for that song. You
So how
feel
many
me?
videos you plan on making for the album? You don't know. You
I have
just
one.
playing it by ear.
I have one that I did for it. That was Let It Be Known, and then I'm probably like two more.
Two more.
I want to do like Einstein and Acid, and then I was going to do Follow Me, the intro.
Okay.
That's gonna be a little simpler. Like we supposed to shoot that like ASAP though. You know what I'm saying? We've been supposed to shoot a lot of this shit, man. It'd be a lot of technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, don't tell me about that.
it's difficult. Like trying to coordinate with. I swear, video people are the busiest fucking people in the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah. All right. Chase's Basement. True Classic in the house. New CD out. Master Chief. Check that out. Also, check out the mixtapes Blaze 1 and Blaze 2. He's on tour. Coming to a town near you. East Coast, up by the Maine, New Hampshire area. Then you go on West Coast with Cali, Arizona, Oregon. You know, Oregon is still West Coast.
Yeah, we
It's
going
just
to,
high. It's high West Coast.
Yeah, I'm ending in Seattle.
Oh, for sure. See, there you go. That's it, right there.
And then like trying to go to Portland, Oregon as well. But yeah, we hitting like Pittsburgh, Chicago, Omaha, Bocado.
Working your way across.
You know what I'm saying? St. Louis, Denver, Reno, Seattle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh damn! Oh, you just going up high? Going to take the high route?
Trying to make it through, man. Trying to make it out that way.
Yeah, bro. It's snow season. It's snow season coming
Trying
around
to
that
get the fuck
area.
up out of here.
Area. You riding
Midwest,
into the snow.
man. Midwest winters is crucial.
Most definitely. Nathan Chase's Basement. True Classic up in the house. Dope interview, man. Thanks for stopping through.
Thank you.
Ann Arbor Hip Hop is in the house. Yeah, we probably putting this on YouTube too. Let's go. Let's roll out. What we rolling out with? You said what you say that song
Higher.
was?
Yeah.
Let me see.
That's a dope one. That's a feature in the homie A-Hawk. Dope ass MC out of Ipsy.
Higher. Chase's Basement. True Classic off the new album Master Chief.
Peace.
keep this shit going, keep feeling the rhythm we bringing, my nigga. Don't get this shit twisted, we'll twist up your vision. It's just the beginning, my nigga. This shit is about to get real.
Stop at the yapper, we back with the cracks. It's the realest, I'm out of the field. This shit is my passion, classic. Picking the lock if we coming to blast.
Buckshots blasting, raiding where you lay your head. That show me where the cash at. Light it up, smoke me a nigga, then turn them to ashes. Heard you was looking for me, I messed up and I'm under your mattress.
Loaded the clip, pop and reloaded the loaded the dip. When you lift it with classic, you know what it is. Some of the spirits and ghosts in this bitch. Now where's the reaper?
Some of them spit that shit backwards.